Always start by washing your hands. Cleanliness is key. The finest ingredients for this homemade pizza: preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. This will be one hot oven. Let's begin. The first thing we'll do is make our homemade tomato sauce. Start by using a can opener to open up the can of tomato paste. My can opener is being funny. It's not grabbing and opening, it's just spinning. Some early adversity making this homemade pizza. I'm really having difficulty with this can opener. Let's just try prying it open with a spoon. Perfect! The spoon worked. Now we'll be able to dump the tomato paste into our bowl. Just a little bit, not the whole can. Now we'll be able to move on to the tomato sauce. Quick trip to wash my hands, covered in tomato paste. As I always say, cleanliness is key. I'll need the can opener to open up this tomato sauce. Hopefully the can opener is up to the task. Clearly, the can opener is not up to the task. It just spins and spins. Perhaps it's broken. Quick trip to gather my thoughts and take a deep breath before I throw this can opener through the glass door. We're gonna file this can opener under G for garbage. This is a good lesson to prove that good utensils is half the job. Using the same spoon, I was able to pry this tomato sauce just enough. Let's pour what we can into our bowl. Perfect. Let's do a quick mix of the tomato paste and the tomato sauce. Now we'll be ready to add flavoring to our tomato sauce. First, a dash of crushed onions. Second, some Italian seasoning. Third, some good old sea salt. A dash of oregano. And some garlic powder. I love me some garlic. And finally, a little bit of sugar to sweeten our sauce. I'll be using cane sugar. You can use whatever sugar you like and add as much as you'd like if you like sweet sauce. Let's mix that all together. Let's see how we're looking. Oh yeah, looking great. This is gonna be some great sauce. Now we're gonna move to the stove. I like bacon topping my homemade pizza, so I'm gonna cut small chunks of this slab of bacon and cook it in this pan to get it nice and warm before placing in the oven. Use a sharp knife to cut your bacon and cook at a low temperature. We don't want to fully cook this bacon, we just want to make it warm. Perfect. Now we'll let this cook on low and head over to the pizza dough. First, sprinkle some flour on your table. This will make the pizza dough slide around your table easier. Now we're ready to start stretching our pizza dough. Just knock it back and forth, press in the middle, and start moving around. This will automatically start stretching our pizza dough. Tossing it around is always fun, but please be sure not to drop it on the floor or do anything silly. Whew, what a catch by me. Throwing the pizza dough around is definitely the most fun part of making any homemade pizza, but it's an important step. Have fun, but be serious. Looking good. Now we'll be able to start to prepare our toppings. We'll start by adding some seasoning on top of the dough. We'll use the same seasonings we put in our sauce. This will allow some flavor to bake into our dough. Next, we'll add the sauce. Pick up the bowl of the homemade sauce you made earlier and start to spread it across the dough. Looks good. Now we'll spread some oregano and Italian seasoning on top of the sauce. This will bake in some flavor. Now we're ready to add cheese. I will be using some fresh mozzarella cheese, because who doesn't love cheese? Using this cheese grater, break off some and start scraping it on. It'll come off into perfect flakes. This homemade pizza is really shaping up. You can add as much or as little cheese as you'd like. I personally like a heavier cheesed pizza, so I will be globbing it on there. Let's see how we're looking. Oh yeah, looking good. That is such a good looking homemade pizza. Now we'll head back over to the bacon. Look at that sizzle. This bacon is almost perfectly cooked to be added to our pizza. Let's plate this bacon on a paper towel, so that way we'll be able to absorb some of the grease. This bacon will be a great topping on our homemade pizza. Using the bacon we just plated, let's begin to top our pizza. And finally, to complete this homemade pizza, let's add some pepperoni as a topping, because no homemade pizza would be complete without pepperoni. Now we're ready to place our pizza in the oven. This pizza dough is more flaccid than I anticipated. Getting my hands under there to transport to the oven is more difficult than I thought. But I got it. I should have pulled the oven grate out first. That's okay. I'll just do that now. Also, a few pieces of cheese fell off our pizza and onto the oven floor. We'll just flick those out of the oven and clean those up later. Boom! Now we'll be able to easily place our pizza in the oven. This has been a little more tricky than I anticipated. Please be safe when placing your pizza in the oven. It will still bake great. A few more fallen toppings to be cleaned up later. But now all is well. We'll bake this homemade pizza for 15 minutes. Halfway done. Let's see how we're looking. Oh yeah, looking great. That is baking perfect. After putting our pizza in the oven, I remembered I'd had this pan. Much easier. Time's up. Let's get our pizza out of the oven. Use an oven mitt. This will be very hot. Whoa, listen to that pizza sizzle. That looks so good. The cheese is melted perfectly. And the crust is golden brown. This pizza is baked perfectly. I can't wait to eat this. My stomach is growling. You should use a rolling pizza cutter to cut your pizza, but I don't own one, so I'll be using a knife and a fork. Wow, look at that slice. It is steaming to perfection. That is going to taste so good. The first slice looks so good, I want to cut myself a second. Look at that cheese. The fresh mozzarella is perfect. This second slice looks better than the first. This pizza is going to taste so good. Let's eat. This is so good. The flavor we added is bursting in my mouth. The combination of our homemade sauce, fresh mozzarella cheese, bacon toppings, and pepperoni, along with this crust, is incredible. This might be the best pizza I've ever had. Well, thank you for joining me as we made this homemade pizza. I'd say it was a smashing success. Although we had some trouble with our can opener and placing the pizza in the oven, all turned out great. I can't wait to see you next time on another episode. God bless.